Welcome to TV Sapienza News Hour. I am Oluchi Ojoba Midili. The Anambra State Government, in partnership with the federal government's IFAD Value Chain Development Program, has commissioned and handed over newly built stalls and stores to members of Ezira Community Disability Cooperative Society in Arumba South local government area of the state. The state coordinator of the program, Dr. Deborah Onyefulu, said it is the first time the program is prioritizing people living with disabilities and call for stronger collaboration between the community, stakeholders, and cooperative to ensure proper use and sustainability of the market. On his part, the President General of Ezira Community, Mr. Moses Akam, thanked the state government and the program for the intervention, pledging the community's commitment to partnering with the cooperative society in maintaining, securing, and fully utilizing the facility. The Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has raised their alarm over an alleged mismanagement in the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund, accusing the federal government of diverting 40% of workers' contributions to the national coffers as revenue. The NLC said the trust fund must account for and return all diverted funds within 7 working days from Thursday, August 14, failure of which the union would no longer guarantee industrial peace in the sector. In a communique at the end of a meeting by its Central Working Committee, the Labour Union described the situation as an ongoing assault on workers' social protection rights. It maintained that the fund belonged to the Nigerian working class, adding that it would mobilize all legitimate means to ensure workers' interests are protected. Meanwhile, the government had yet to react to the allegation as of the time of filing the report. The Kaduna State government has dismissed the allegation by the African Democratic Congress (ADC) and Social Democratic Party (SDP) coalition that it plans to sabotage the forthcoming by-elections in the Chikun-Kajuru Federal Constituency and state constituencies in Zaria and Sabongari. The state government described the claim as laughable lies by political leftovers of a former governor, Nasir El-Rufai. The coalition led by ADC National Vice Chairman Jafaru Sani at a news conference on Thursday attended by the former governor accused the APC-led government in Kaduna State of plotting to rig the election through the mass recruitment of thugs, bribery of electoral officials, and vote buying. The coalition also alleged that plots of land were being offered to senior INEC officials as inducements, while a disgraced former senator known for electoral violence was put in charge of deploying the alleged funds for vote buying and security compromise. While the state government, in a press briefing by the Commissioner of Information Designate, Ahmed Miyaki, described the claims as baseless, mischievous, and a desperate attempt to discredit an election the coalition knows it cannot win. The federal government says the Southeast region is at the heart of the vision and agenda of the President Bola Tinubu-led government. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, stated this during citizens' engagement with the people of Enugu State on Thursday. According to him, Nigeria will never go back to that era where the Southeast or a certain part of the country is being marginalized. Mohammed Idris further explained that to address issues of marginalization, Tinubu established new development commissions for all previously uncovered zones, ensuring no region is left behind. He added that the president's inclusive governance style is evident in balanced appointments and equitable distribution of projects. The Inspector General of Police, Odegaard, says much of the Nigerian police force works in preventing crime goes unnoticed by the public, even though it is one of its most critical responsibilities. Represented by the Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the Department of Logistics and Supply, A. Hamza, the IG said this in Abuja on Thursday at the first joint forensic conference and the public presentation of a book titled Fraud Unmasked, also by Deprel Obulu. He noted that public assessment of the police often focuses on crimes that occur, overlooking the successes in prevention. Ebotokun commended the author for addressing issues of forensic investigation, which he said are essential in both preventing and prosecuting crimes. The United States government has approved a possible foreign military sale to Nigerian of ammunition, precision bombs and precision rockets and related equipment valued at $346 million. The approval was contained in a statement from the Defense Security Cooperation Agency dated August 13, but received via email on Thursday. The agency said it has notified the U.S. Congress of the potential sale. The package, however, includes non-major defense equipment such as FMU 139 joint programmable fuses, bomb components, impulse cartridges, high explosives and practice rockets, integration support, test equipment, and logistical and program support services, among others. The agency said the proposed sale aims to strengthen Nigerians' capability to address current and future threats, including operations against terrorist organizations and illicit trafficking in Nigeria and the Gulf of Guinea. It however added that the deal will not alter the military balance in the region and will have no adverse impact on U.S. defense readiness. Enugu State Governor Peter Mba has commended President Bola Tinubu for his decisive actions on fuel subsidy removal and the unification of currency exchange rates, describing them as bold steps that have boosted state finances and enabled greater development. Speaking at the inauguration of a CNG bus terminal in Enugu, Governor Peter Mba said the reforms had freed up funds for critical projects that would have been impossible under the old system. According to the governor, those projects would not have been possible but for some of the bold initiatives and tough decisions that His Excellency President Bola Tinubu took. He noted that before these reforms, states struggled to pay salaries from their monthly allocations, leaving little or nothing for capital projects. On some Enugu ongoing projects, Governor Mba said the state is building 7,000 new classrooms, each equipped with world-class digital tools. Earlier, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, who was in the state to inaugurate federal projects, praised Governor Mba for aligning with the president's vision of delivering renewed hope to Nigerians. NEMA, in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Nigeria's embassy in Bangui, has repatriated 11 stranded Nigerians minors in the Central African Republic. These are more news to return after the break. Stay with us on TV Sapienza News Hour. Thank you for still being there with us on TV Sapienza News Hour. Still on the news, the National Emergency Management Agency, in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Nigerian Embassy in Bangui, has successfully evacuated 11 stranded Nigerian miners from the Central African Republic. The miners have been abandoned by their employer in the remote town of Bambari after a distress video pleading for help went viral on social media. In the viral video, the 6 miners alleged abandonment and maltreatment by a Chinese mining company that had recruited them to work in the French-speaking African nation, appealing to Nigerians to help amplify their message and draw the federal government's attention to their plight. Their location was later identified as Senye, a village in the Bambari region of the country, where they were later accompanied back to Nigeria by the Nigerian ambassador to Central African Republic, Babagana Ahmed. Welcoming them at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, NEMA Director General Mrs. Zubaida Umaru commended the swift interagency response to the miners' distress call. Represented by Air Commodore Kenneth Oyong, Director of Search and Rescue, he explained that security agencies, including the Office of the National Security Advisor and the National Intelligence Agency, played key roles. On arrival in Nigeria, the returnees were given meals, overnight accommodations, and financial assistance to help them reconnect with their families. On African news, cholera has claimed at least 40 lives in the Sudan's Darfur region over the last week, as the country contains east-west outbreak in years, Doctors Without Borders said on Thursday. At a cholera isolation tent at a Sudanese displacement camp, women and a young girl we are seen receiving intravenous fluid, while exhausted and weak patients sprawled on camp beds. Citing rising cases of cholera, which shows the worst effect of malnutrition, the European Union called on all parties to urgently allow in international aid. Medical authorities said the vast western region, which has been a major battleground over more than 2 years of fighting between the regular army and the paramilitary rapid support forces have been hardest hit by the year-old outbreak. In the Darfur region alone, the teams treated over 2,300 patients and recorded 40 deaths in the past week. The influential sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says that the country has never removed its border propaganda loudspeakers and will not do so, calling South Koreans believe that North was responding to peace gestures, a pipe dream. Kim, a senior official in the ruling Workers' Party, also dismissed as futile adjustments to planned U.S.-South Korea military drills, saying they did not change the allies' hostile intent. Her comments came after Seoul's military reported dictating moves by the North Korea to dismantle some loudspeakers along the border. However, South Korea's Joint Chief of Staff said it stood by its assessment, but cautioned against taking the North Korean country statement as face value. Kim reiterated that North Korea will not engage in talks with Washington, calling speculation to the contrary false suppositions. On the world of sports, Tony Adams, former Arsenal star, has urged head coach Mikel Arteta to appoint midfielder Declan Rice as the club's new captain this season. Martin Odegaard, who is Arsenal's current captain, was appointed in 2022. Arteta made the decision to give the Norwegian the captain's armband following the departure of Alexandre Lacazette from the Premier League North London club. Odegaard helped the Gunners to a Community Shield triumph in 2023 and also led them to finish in second place in the past 3 Premier League seasons. However, Adams believes Odegaard will have more freedom this season if Arteta appoints Rice as the new captain of Arsenal. Two-time U.S. Open singles champion Venus Williams has received a wild card entry into this year's tournament. Organizers said as the 45-year-old American continues her age-defying return to the court. Williams became the oldest player to win a WTA singles match since 2004 when she beat Peyton Stearns at last month's Washington Open after a 16-month absence from competitive tennis. The 7th-time Grand Slam winner is also playing in the tournament's new-look mixed doubles tournament with compatriot Relly Opelka. Other women's singles wildcards include France's Caroline Garcia in what will likely be the 2022 semi-finalist's last appearance at Flushing Meadows. The 2022 WTA final winners earlier announced plans to retire from the sport earlier this year. To bring the news to an end, a reminder of our major headlines. The Nigerian Labour Congress NLC has raised the alarm over an alleged mismanagement in the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund, accusing the federal government of diverting 40% of workers' contributions to the national coffers as revenue. The influential sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un says the country has never removed its border propaganda loudspeakers and will not do so, calling South Korea's belief that the North was responding to peace gestures as a pipe dream. Two-time U.S. Open singles champion Venus Williams has received a wild card entry into this year's tournament. Organizers said as the 45-year-old American continues her age-defying return to the court. And that was the TV Sapienza News at 1. On behalf of the technical and editorial crew, I am Oluchi Ojoba Mideli. Thank you for choosing TV Sapienza. Do have a beautiful afternoon.